close your eyes and think, close your eyes and think of your own identity, how you identify or what is your identity in the group. And then I cross ask with one member to another member about your identity, what if talking about your brand name as Mobani, then what Susmita think about you. So these are the questions, two questions I may ask, because these are very much correlated in ourselves. So are you ready, guys? So I play a game, a small game. So when we talk about Mobani, what is your identity as an individual?
I am a very peaceful kind of person, and I want to be peaceful in every situation so that I can tactfully handle everything.
Great. Now you think about Susmita. When you comes first time heard the name of brand name of Susmita, what is your thought process come first?
To me,
Yes, to you.
Shushmita is very kind and helpful person. Always. If you need any help, you can call anytime. She is there for you.
Great. Indranil, I'm asking you, how are you marketing yourselves? Or what is your own identity in the group?
I'm a very light-hearted person. I do not bother those type of movies which have so much violence. So this is the reason I avoid those type of movie. I mainly like comedy movie and movies which are superhero movies. Maybe those are full of action, but still the violence, I mean, is not shown there like any other movie, like movie Kashmir Files or any movie, another movie. I don't remember Yogi. So I get that this is my identity.
Great. Why actually I asking with all of you? This is actually correlated to you, any company or anywhere in the world. So Elias, what is your own identity? Am I audible? Okay, it's absolutely fine. If you ask me about Elias in a single word, for me, Elias is omnipresence in Toastmaster across the globe. That's my thought process about Elias. Now I want to ask two legendary ladies already there in our group. One is DTM Jennifer Helen Ghosh, and second one is Abha. First, I coming to Jennifer, ma'am. Ma'am, what is your identity in Toastmaster and outside Toastmaster? I think so. I'll coming to next, Abha, ma'am.
Sorry, Minal, could not unmute myself.
Okay, it's okay.
So I don't have any particular identity, but I just feel I'm a very good human being. I always try to be helpful. If I can't help, I will not do anything wrong, but I'll definitely try my best to help if I can. That's my identity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now coming to Abha, ma'am.
Good morning, Rinal, and good morning to everyone present here. I think my identity is passion and commitment, and I'm a very goal-driven person. I need to have a goal every day, and I need to work on it. So that is my identity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's all are very correlated. What I'm talking about, because when you talk about branding, logos, colors, it speak a lot of language regarding any company. I think you all agree with me. We all prefer to wearing a branded dress. Why? Because they already create identity among us. Apple, names speak a lot. Tesla, Tata, these all are big brands. And their logos, their inner meaning of their colors speak a lot of things. So today, we all discuss about the inner meaning of Toastmaster. That's important. So with that, today I just want to hand over the podium right now, our energetic MC of the day, who is already create a great impact in the branding. So I'm talking about our Toastmaster Kamal, who joined Toastmaster just a year before. He enjoyed a Toastmaster journey like anything else. A civil engineer by professions, photographer enthusiastic, who loves visual storytelling. Currently serving as a VP of the Globetrotters Toastmaster Club and also PR manager of Division H under District 124. Now a hearty welcome to Toastmaster Kamal. Toastmaster Kamal, podium is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Terminal. And warm greetings to everyone present in this meeting. So today our meeting is divided into two parts. In the first part, we will have a workshop on the brand guideline. And in the second part, we will have our normal Toastmasters meeting. So to begin with, we just heard from Toastmaster Terminal what is branding and how it is important. So branding is actually creating an identity. It actually creates a trust among the target audience. But to create that branding, we need to follow a process. And then process, there are some guidelines. And to help us with that, today we have with us someone very special who has been in this Toastmaster fraternity from 2016. And she has won so many accolades in this journey so far. She has been, she was the first area director from North Bengal, first division director from North Bengal, and first distinguished Toastmaster from North Bengal. She was also entrusted with leading two divisions simultaneously, Division N and Division J, in District 41 in 2019-20. She has been the program quality director of District 41 in 2020-2021, program quality director in 2021 and 2022, and the list is never ending. So please help me welcome our district public relations manager, distinguished Toastmaster Abha. Ma'am, the podium is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamal. Just a small correction. I was not a program quality director. I was the assistant program quality director and the assistant club grow director. Yeah. But thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. And I'm really happy to be here with you all and talking about brand guidelines. And Toastmaster Mrinal, I've shared my presentation with you. Could you please have somebody start it?
Yeah, so Mobani will share the screen. Mobani, can you share the screen, please? Should I give you the sharing access to you, or it's perfectly fine?
All right. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm very happy about is that Toastmaster Mrinal has already set the flow of the meeting, by talking about importance of brand guidelines. And this is exactly what I'm here to do. Let's go on to the next slide, please. All right. Now, before we come on to exactly what we are going to cover, can you tell me, apart from whatever Mrinal spoke, why do we need to have brand guidelines for Toastmasters? And I'll request everybody to make the session interactive, please. Otherwise, I'll fall asleep. Why do we need to have brand guidelines? Can anyone tell me?
So that they should.
Generally,
Yes.
I think brand guideline is required to have an uniform experience with all the target audiences that they interact with the brand, so that they have uniform experience throughout. Whether they go to any place, whether they see the logo from any country or not, and they experience the same thing that the brand that they want to highlight and say to the customers. Hence,
Great.
the guidelines is there.
Great. So I'll just give you a case in point. Let us say when I talk about Pepsi, what are the first three colors that come to your mind when I say Pepsi?
White,
Blue
red,
and
and
red.
blue.
Okay, white, red, and blue. Great. What about an apple?
Red.
Yes,
Gray. Gray.
Red
grayish.
and silver.
And is it a full apple?
No.
Bitten apple.
It's a bitten
Ah.
One
apple.
kind.
Yes.
Right. So now I try and sell you a Pepsi in a bottle, which instead of being blue, red, and white is green, orange, and yellow. And I say, no, this is Pepsi. What are you going to say?
They'll be confused.
You'll be confused. And would you believe that's Pepsi? No.
No.
Right. How many of you have done road trips? Small road trips, large, long road trips. Oh, great. So when you go on road trips, how often is it that you come across these small dhabas which are selling your cold drinks, and you look at the bottle and you say, oh no, this Pepsi doesn't seem the original Pepsi. The Mirinda doesn't look like an original Mirinda. Why do those doubts come to your mind? Because it's a roadside dhaba, or because you've seen something in it?
Because they look different.
Yeah,
From
either the color is not right, or the way it is written is not right. Like when you see Coca-Cola, it's got a very nice cursive script, Coca-Cola, no matter where you see it. Now let's imagine you have a bottle of Pepsi which has the red, white, and blue logo, but Pepsi is written like Coca-Cola. Then what? Again, you're going to wonder, is it Pepsi? Right?
It's duplicate.
Yeah. So that is where branding comes into play. And see, all of us who are Toastmasters, every single member of the 3.5 lakh members in the world, we are all brand ambassadors of Toastmasters, because each of us is responsible for spreading the good word of Toastmasters. So whenever we use any promotions, then it is imperative that each of us should follow the brand guidelines. This is not only for the PR managers of every district or the PR managers for every club or division or area. It is mandatory for all Toastmasters, be it member, be it leader, to know what are the brand guidelines. Now you see why. Whenever we are doing, when do you make flyers? You may be making it for member orientation. You would probably make a birthday flyer. You would probably make a flyer to announce your 100th meeting. Like for today's meeting, you've made a flyer announcing the agenda. Now, how important it is that you need to follow brand guidelines? Do you think it's important? Obviously, it's very important.
Yes.
As I said, we are all brand ambassadors. The responsibility of following brand guidelines does not rest with club, area, division, district PRs only. It is our responsibility as well, right? So what I've done is there is a brand manual which explains everything in detail. But you know how it is. We want everything shortcut. We want everything given to us in a very easy manner. So what we've done is we've created this interesting PPT, and we hope that you're going to find it very easy to understand. So today we are going to go over logos, logo word marks, lockups, the do's and don'ts for every logo, the color palettes, gradients, transparencies, pathways, logos, badges, fonts, images that we can use. All of these are available in the brand manual as well as in the district website and the TI website. But as I said, we are making it simpler and we've made it in bullet points so that you all get a better idea about it. All right, can we go to the next slide, please? All right. No, the first one. Before this, there's a slide before.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt. Some problems happen. I have not converted it into PDF to PPT. So that's why this problem happened.
So it is there in PDF only. So
Yeah.
that's why I think. So already.
Ma'am, is it okay?
Yeah. The next one.
Mobuni, you
Yes.
can
Is it okay?
click the downward page. It's above. You can click on the downward arrow, and it
Yeah,
will navigate you to the next page.
yeah, I'm doing like this. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes. Actually, my Wi-Fi is not working today, which is why I had sent it to Mrinal yesterday, just in case I don't have good network. All right, let's look at the logos. Now on the left, you have the logos which are allowed. And on the right, you have a logo and there's a big cross on it. And then there is another one with a tick on it. Can you tell me why the cross and why the tick? Let's see. What do you think is wrong on the one on top? It's the same thing, isn't it? The logo is the same, Table Topics Workshop is the same font. What happened?
The spacing between the logo and the...
Yes, the spacing between the logo and the written material. So Toastmasters says you need to have a clear space. There can be nothing near the logo. All right. So this is one of the first things that we need to keep track of. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. No, not this. Yes, no, not this either. Yes. All right. Now this is another logo. You can, instead of the round logo, you can have Toastmasters International, and you're allowed only in these colors. Please see the colors. There's Toastmasters written in black, and there's Toastmasters written in blue. And below it, you have it in maroon, and the one on black has it in black. Now what's gone wrong here? Can you look at the image on the right? What do you think went wrong?
First one is wrong. That means a black color.
Yes. No, but if you look at the slide, the image on the side, on the right, there's one big cross and there's a tick. So what went wrong? Why is there a cross over there?
Because there is no space between Toastmaster International and the Table Topic Workshop.
Great. So you all already know that there has to be space. So that is one thing sorted. We have the logo and we know that the logo and whatever we want to write, there has to be clear space. Awesome. All right. Next, let's look at what's coming up next. All right. No, this is the same one. Okay. Now these are the set of logos apart from the ones you saw on top, which we can use. These are called logo lockups. Why? Because you have the Toastmaster logo and then you have since 1924. Then you have Toastmasters International 1924. Then you have them. So these are the various logos and the various color combinations you can have them in. So sometimes what we do is we normally only put the logo or we write Toastmasters International. But what Toastmasters has done is they are giving you an option of logo and since 1924, Toastmasters International since 1924, so that if you wish, you could use these as well. Okay. All right. Next. Is this the slide? Okay. Now this is really interesting. We have a whole lot of logos, 9 on the right, and we have 4 on the left. And the ones on the right have a big red mark. That means it's not correct. So can you tell me what's wrong with these? What about the first line? Who's going to go for the first one?
The shapes are
It's
not
distorted.
right.
Yeah, it's distorted. It's like that. Okay, what happened to the next one? Number 2.
The
First line
Number
number
two,
2.
the
color
first
and the
one is
design.
no.
Yes. What happened to first line number 2?
Number first one and the last one. The last one is red in color and first one is just a plain.
Yeah. No, I was talking about the first line. The first line, the one on top, first one is brocade. The second one is stretched. The third one, can you see?
The
You have
middle
Toastmaster
one is
International.
stretch.
Yeah, it's covering it. What happened to second line, first one?
They change the
The
elements actually.
the
The globe
blue
that is
white
changed.
line.
Yeah, the grid is missing. Can you
Yes.
see? The grid is missing. Okay, what happened to the next one?
District 99 is written. That is not
District
accepted.
99.
No. That's okay. That's just an example. But what
Okay.
went wrong with the logo?
Toastmaster International has been removed from there.
Yes. Yes. And what happened to the maroon one? Why is that wrong?
Because it is
Color
maroon
change.
in color, it should be in blue in color.
Yes. Maroon is not allowed. What happened to the third line, first one?
The background
The
is
background color.
Background is green. And the next one?
the Toastmaster International down one line which is
Something is written over there.
written over
Yes. Absolutely. And the one next to it?
there. It is faded. The outer
It's
part
faded.
is faded.
Great. You guys already are almost there. You know everything to do with logos. And now let's look at the ones on the left. Are they perfect? As per the brand guidelines? Look at the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. On the top two, you can see just the logos. Bottom two, you can see the logo lockups, how they've written it with 1924 written next to it. So you see, it's very important. We can't distort logos. Like the example we gave of the apple. Imagine the apple is a bitten apple. And then suddenly you have a nice round red color apple. A child, if you ask, they'll say, no, but an apple is supposed to be red. But we know better, right? When we talk of apple, it has to have a slice bitten off it, a chunk of it, and it has to be more grayish in color. All right. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. Now, this is where I find a lot of people getting confused. Now, all logos or all colors, if you look at the color palette, all colors have a particular code. So when the colors that we are allowed is the maroon, yellow, blue, and gray. But it's not just any maroon, yellow, blue, and gray. There are 100 shades of maroon, another 100 of yellow, 100 of blue, and 100 of gray. So you can't just use any of these. These are the ones that you can use. Your true maroon, the code is given, happy yellow, loyal blue, and cool gray. And apart from that, you can use two primary colors, which are white and black. Now here also, please understand, it has to be white as in white, not a off-white or a cream or a ivory white. No, white also has a lot of shades, white. And the black has to be this kind of jet black. So whenever you use these colors, especially when you're making your posters on Canva and all, you need to make sure that you click on the correct hex code, and then you will get your correct shade of maroon, yellow, blue, and gray. Very often, we come across, especially nowadays that we do a lot of Design Whiz awards, and we find such lovely entries coming in, such creative entries coming in, but because of logo placement or, the color not being the correct color or the font, mostly it is because of logo placement and font, which is not correct, that, even such deserving designs are not selected. So please do keep in touch, do keep in mind these colors. Yeah. All right. Next. All right. Now, what is a gradient? In layman term, a gradient is a mix of two colors. So what does Toastmaster allow? It says, okay, you don't need to use only that particular shade of blue. You can also go light to dark, light to dark with gray, light to dark with maroon. All right, so that you can make your flyers slightly shaded. In fact, it gives a very good effect when you do that. But how much can you play around with it is only this much. You can't go totally light blue, or you can't go to a navy blue. You have to restrict it between this only. Now, how much light and how much dark you want to go, that is what you can play around with. But you cannot go beyond these two parameters, right? All right, next. Now, this is something which, people who are very good graphic designers, they love to do it. And the effect is so great when they use transparencies. So ideally, they say you should be using a white on a light background, or you should have a white, the contrast should be there. If it is white, then put something dark. If it is dark, put something light, like how it is shown here. You can use white on blue, or you can put royal blue on gray. You can put white on maroon. But when it comes to opacity meaning how much of it can you use? You cannot use more than 70%. Now, this is something which graphic designers are very well versed with, may not be possible with those who are just learning. So in case that is the case, I would suggest, please just look first, initially start making brand compliant posters using your normal colors. As you start figuring out, and as you start playing around with Canva, then you could start off into gradients and transparencies, right? As they say, there's always so much to learn, and it's great fun when you do this. But please make sure the opacity cannot be more than 70%. All right, can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, now ever since Toastmasters started, we also have access to a Pathways logo. But just like how we did it with the Toastmasters logo, here too spacing is as important. And how do you write Pathways? If you want to put the Pathways logo, you're only going to use it in these three colors. You have the pure white, you have the black, and then you have a mixture of maroon and blue. Now, can you tell me why you would want to use a Pathways logo instead of a Toastmasters logo?
When there is a pathway completion.
Yeah, when there's a Pathways completion, it always looks good. Yes, definitely. Any other time you would like to use a Pathways logo?
Maybe during a workshop that describing what is pathway.
Absolutely. If you're doing a Pathways workshop, if somebody has completed a level, so you can always use the Pathways logo, and that is what's going to make it so much more interesting. Great. Okay, can we have the next slide, please? Did you know about these badges? The Pathways badges? Aren't they so beautiful and colorful? Yeah, this is what you get when you actually complete a path. Now, for those of you who can manage, these badges are like how we have TI pins, like that, the same thing. These badges are available to be purchased on the TI store. So in case somebody wants to actually purchase a Pathways badge and use it, please go ahead. Otherwise, whenever you're making a poster for somebody who completes a path, I request you to please take one of these badges. Whatever, if in case the person your member has completed a dynamic leadership path or a presentation mastery path, please do use these logos in your poster. It will make that, that achievement so much more special. Apart from just using the Pathways logo, do use these badges. Okay. All right, next. Now coming to fonts. Now this is where we find most of the posters that are submitted to us for Design Viz, where we are unable to select. Now, Toastmasters has said there are just two fonts. One is Gotham, one is Myriad Pro. But what happens is both of these are expensive and need to be purchased. So in case you're unable to do that, please go for Monster Art or Source Sans Pro. And please understand, these are the only two only 4 fonts you can use. You can make them into italics. You can put them in bold, but you cannot use any other font. The last Design Wiz Awards, there was, I remember, a poster which was absolutely awesome. And all of us were, that, yeah, this should be number 1, till such time we realized that the font was not a TI font. So please, please, please keep this in mind. And it's very easy to get hold of Montserrat and Source Sans Pro. So please keep these fonts in mind. All right, next. Images. There are in the TI website, if you go, you will find a lot of images that you can use for your posters. Now, these are just 5 of them which I have brought up on the slide, but there are many more, which means in case you wish to make a poster, you can definitely use this and put whatever matter you want on this, like a transparency, and you can put it on this. You cannot use any other photograph. It's not as if you can use your club meeting photograph and use it as an official image. Please don't do that. You can use your club photographs to just post on Facebook, talk about a meeting you've had, that's okay. But if you want to make a flyer, you can't use anything apart from what is available on the TI website. So please keep that in mind. And they have some very interesting poster images, especially, when you want to do something like a MOM, or you want to have an EC meeting, or you want to do a leaders on board kind of a poster. You can use all of these, right? Okay, next slide, please. All of these are available on this. The logos, the photos, the brand assets, you can get all of these. And as I said, the brand manual is also there. So you could use it, you could download from there. All right, next. There is one slide missing. Can you go back a bit? Yeah. All right. Now that you know all about brand guidelines, tell me, look at each of these carefully and tell me, do they meet brand guidelines? And if they do, tell me why. And if you think they don't, tell me why.
Yes, ma'am. I think that the upper top, that blue one, that doesn't meet the brand guideline because of the clip art, I guess. Otherwise, rest are okay.
The clip art, you mean the attention new club, that one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Toastmaster Kamal says that one doesn't meet the brand guidelines. Incidentally, all of these has been made by the PR team. Okay, but then, so what if you're the PR team? You can always make a mistake, no? So let's see, what does everyone have to say? What about the rest? Toastmaster Kamal says one does not meet the brand guideline. Okay. What do the rest feel?
I think welcome note to Swell Jain. This is also not met the brand guideline color as well.
Acha, why?
Color is not appropriate as per the Toastmaster International Protocol.
Okay. So Toastmaster Mrinal says, welcome Sohail Jain poster does not meet the brand guidelines. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi, this is Sushmita. I also feel the same. That first, that welcome picture has sky blue color. I can see.
Okay, all right. Anyone else?
Ma'am, I feel that is.
Yes, Toastmaster Anirudh.
In the first picture only, the Toastmaster logo is also not correct.
Toastmaster logo. Acha.
Yeah,
Okay.
bottom left.
Uh-huh.
Like the
Okay.
logo is also in red.
Okay. All right.
Ma'am, in the region 13 district 124, this the first one, there the logo side is different. I think it should be in the left corner, and the background blue color, and the left, the most left one, this Sohel Jain, there the Toastmaster logo color is different. I think it is another factor, and its background, welcome, welcome, welcome. I think this should not be done.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
Madam, fonts used, it is slightly differing.
Which one?
Font used.
Okay. Where? Which one?
Black one, black.
Black one. Okay. All right. Anyone else? So everybody feels that the Regalia Toastmasters Club and the Harvest poster both meet the brand guidelines. Nobody has any problem with these two. But the issue is with the blue one for the new club and Sohail Jain's poster. Am I right? Okay. So now let me tell you the correct answer. Yes, you're right. Regalia Toastmasters and Harvest both meet the brand guidelines. Now, when we talk about the logo placement, it is not necessary that the logo has to be top left or top right or bottom left. It is suggested that logo should be on top left or bottom right. That's just a suggestion. But the logo can be in any corner. All right. The second part, if you remember, was about the transparencies. Remember? So in Sohail Jain's poster, what has happened is the transparency has come into play. There's a lot of it on blue and black, which is why it is making you feel it is not correct. So that is about the usage of the transparency which has come. And you know, in the PR team, we have the ATPRM, who is Ipshit Bibudarshi. He is a whiz at transparency. So he really creates these awesome color combinations which none of us can ever imagine are possible. So when he created this, we were all pretty awestruck at the way this blue and black had been done. So this actually does meet the brand guidelines. And there's nothing that says that you can't have welcome, welcome written like that. It is there in the backdrop. You can use that. And someone said about the logo at the bottom, which is maroon. So basically, it is a maroon band, but the logo is white in color. So the white logo has been put on the maroon band. So this poster, even the font, there are use of two fonts, if you will notice, Montserrat and Source Sans Pro, both have been used. So this poster actually meets the brand guidelines. But yes, those of you who pointed out about the Attention New Club, the clip art is totally wrong. That should not have been there. So as I remember, we said that you can only use images which are there in the TI website. So clip arts are not allowed. Everything else is fine. Here also there's a bit of transparency. You will notice there's a blue which goes into a bit of a shading of white, and the logo is there. Everything is all right, but the clip art should not have been there. Okay. So that's it for me. Any questions? I'll be more than willing to take.
So I have a questions regarding a video guideline. Is there a specific guideline for the video?
For the
video, we are already prepared the video also. So we should match the colors, and apart from, is there any specific part we need to take care?
Same thing, Mrinal. The colors, the fonts, the transparencies, the grade. Now, when you make videos, what exactly do? We use certain images and then we convert it into a video, right? So you make slides. So each of the slides that you make, you have to make sure that they all follow these guidelines. So ideally, every slide, make sure that they are based on the correct color, the correct font, the correct transparency or whatever. And then when you put it together, then it's just a question of adding some music and writing. So then it's okay. But the basic thing, when you're making the slide, be very careful about that.
So another part is, I think, is also on critical factor, because nowadays in many corporate houses, they're using even their music also in the as per their protocol, brand protocol. They are also correlate with the brand protocol. There's a proper sound is there, music system is there with the brand. So is there any specific music or instrumental sound?
Not that I know of, but I will have it checked. Rohit Gupta, who's the webmaster, tech master, he's a whiz at making videos. I'll check with him and I'll get back to you. As far as I know, there is no sacrosanct video or music that we can use, but I'll check on it. In any case, you know, when you're making videos, you don't want the music to overpower your message. The music is just additional, a light music, but I'll still have it checked and I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much.
Anything else?
Ma'am, I have a
That-
query. That is during the theme, when we make the flare, during that time we always use special days like during Christmas, first day, means 1st January, or some other special days. We use this kind of clips or logos. Logos means Santa Claus logo or something. So these are correct or not? We can use this.
See, you have to keep it within the brand guidelines. You cannot do it apart from that. Like if you will notice, we have also, if there is Buddha Jayanti, obviously there'll be a Buddha logo. If there is, Kali Puja, obviously there will be a Kali image, Durga Puja, Independence Day. Now, if let us say we are doing Independence Day for India, the flag is orange, white, and green. We can't suddenly change the flag into maroon, white, and maroon, gray, and yellow. Na? So we will be using that. So that we can use. But the rest of the poster has to be as per brand guideline. But you cannot, how do I say, let me take the instance of the Indian flag. So you want to say Independence Day. So you can't make one band of orange, one band of white, one band of green, and then put a Toastmaster logo and District 124, and then write Happy Independence Day. No, that you can't do. But you can definitely put the Indian flag on a blue or a maroon or a gray, whichever backdrop, and write whatever you have to with the Indian flag in it. That you can do. So I think that gives you, that would be a fair answer to a fair example to your answer, because Indian flag has got nothing related to Toastmaster colors, right? But we still use it.
Actually, as you told, we use on this way. Actually, on the using those the recommended color we use for making the flyers, and with this we use just a small logo or something.
Yes, yes, that's okay. Like, let us say if you look at this harvest festival, see now what has happened here. We have kites because it was Makar Sankranti. So we have changed the kites into maroon and blue. And we have put those kites over there. Just an example I'm giving you. But now if this was Independence Day of India, could we have changed the flag into maroon and blue? No, that we can't do. So here, if this had been an Independence Day poster, we would have definitely used the Indian flag, and we would have put it on a TI recommended background and written everything. But in the center, there would have been an Indian flag. If you go back and see, like just recently, we put up a Buddha Jayanti. And in fact, when we did Independence Day, we had a flag of India on it. So there are certain things like your Santa Claus cannot suddenly become yellow in color. Santa Claus has to be red, no?
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? Any further questions? Any further questions? If not, I think we
Ma'am,
can. Yes.
So in the font, we can use the condensed form, right? The condensed form of that font can be used.
Yes. Look at this poster, the Harvest Festival poster. You see that's condensed. District 124 celebrates all harvest
Yeah, yeah.
festivals across India. That's condensed.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look at the Regalia Toastmasters, all what is written there, it's all condensed. And in fact, if you look at Regalia, you will notice welcomes is written in italics, then Regalia is written straight, and then congratulations and all the best is again italics, and the condensed form is at the bottom. As long as the font is correct, you can make it italics, you can make it condensed, you can make it bold, but the font has to be correct.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh, I have another concern. Can we
Yes.
use any size of flyer? Size.
Any?
Size. The canvas we are using to make flyer. We normally
See,
use this square, but it can be used any size also.
See, you can, but what happens is Instagram will only take square. So which is why, I mean, I don't know whether you would want to float your flyers on Instagram or not, but Instagram only takes square. So it's a good idea to have, and you know, square gives you it gives a very, very well-rounded appearance also. There are posters which are made rectangular, but square looks much better. And as I said, Instagram will only take square. And especially when you're making videos, so you're creating so many slides. So if you have all square, then you know it goes very well. Thank you so much, Mrinal, for inviting me. I must say you have a bunch of very, very enthusiastic learners in your club. And I'm so happy to be here. And I hope I have contributed somewhere to their learning.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your precious time. We learned a lot of new things regarding the brand guidelines, logos, colors, font size. It's matter most because when we as a member of a Toastmaster International, which is present across the globe, we also maintain the standard or protocol of the, you should follow that. And thank you for your support we know now better regarding the Toastmaster logos, colors, font size, branding, everything. And thank you so much. On behalf of club, it's a privilege to have you in our club.
Thank you so much. Thanks a ton.
Okay, so now we are moving towards the next part of the meeting. This part is the normal meeting. So at first, I would like to explain the structure of a general meeting of Toastmaster. There are three parts. In the first segment, there is the prepared speech section where the speakers prepare a speech of 5 to 7 minutes and deliver it. In the second part, that is the impromptu speech section, but for the time constraint, today we are skipping that part. And the last part is the most important part, and that is the evaluation section, where the general evaluator actually evaluates the meeting as a whole. And having said that, I would like to invite our general evaluator for today, who is kindly serving as an area director in Division E under District 124, who is a corporate lawyer by profession, avid traveler, reader, writer, and a social worker, by passion, who believes in Ye Dil Mange More. So please help me welcome our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Shikhar Kapoor. Sir.
Hi, thank you for inviting me over here. And it's a privilege to come forward and do the journal evaluation for the club. And I would be looking forward to do that. Before I take it forward, I would also be inviting the tag of army who would be evaluating the whole meeting along with me for the role of so I would be inviting it in a form of tag. So I would be inviting the timer forward to come forward and explain the role. So for here, I will be inviting Toastmaster Madhurima to come forward and explain her role as a timer. Toastmaster Madhurima, are you there?
Sorry. Hello. Good morning, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As the timer, my duty is to take time, the prepare speeches, table topics, and evaluators. For prepare speech, the time allocate varies as per the project. For instant, as and time icebreaker, the time allocated is 4 to 6 minutes, while for other speakers is to 5 to 7 minutes. For table topics, the time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes. And for evaluations, the time allocated is 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. I will display my green screen. Visible?
Yes.
Okay. I will display the green screen at the minimum qualifying time and the yellow screen at the midpoint of the qualifying time range and the red screen at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. For prepare speech and evaluator, the speakers has 30-second grace before the minimum qualifying time and after the maximum qualifying time. For table topics, there is a grace of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. I will represent my report when I am called to do so. And I want to hand over our general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhurima, for explaining your role so well and even showcasing the cards. Now I would be inviting the accounter to come forward and explain the role. So here I call Toastmaster Jen Indra to come forward and explain the role as the accounter.
Thank you, General Brahmati. My name is Jen Indra. I am the accounter for today. I hope I am visible in the meeting. Yes. Okay.
Yes, you are visible.
So I am
You're a bit low.
Okay. So I am the hello. Yes. So I am the R counter for today. And as an R counter, I will be noting down words that are used as crutches, fillers, like and, well, so, but, you know. I will also look at the filler sounds such as and I will also look at the speakers during the meeting if they are using long pauses while speaking. So I will note down that and I'll present this report to the general evaluator. And so that this is I'll present the report when you will call when the general evaluator will ask me for the report. So that's it for my side, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janendra, to explain your role so well. Now I'd be inviting the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster C.S. Madhusudan, to come forward and explain the role as a grammarian and also introduce the club for the word of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster C.S. Madhusudan.
Good morning, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Madhusudan, grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it is my duty to pay close attention to all the speakers and role players as to the language usage, and I will also take note of any incorrect usage of grammar as well as good sayings, thoughts, or quotes. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day for the today's meeting is name. It means what we used to refer or something. Refer to something. Example, the sweetest word in English is one's own name. Every speaker is requested to use word of the day through the course of the meeting and request audience members to show thumbs up or round of applause when word of the day is used during the course of the meeting. I will give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. For the benefit of all, I will mention the word of the day in the chat box. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusudan, for explaining your role so well. And I will be coming by the end of the meeting when called upon along with my tag army to give our evaluation. Till then, handing over the stage to you, Toastmaster Kamal, to take it forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. It seems the General Evaluator and his tag army is ready for the action. So let's move forward the next section. So before I call our first speaker, I would like to call the evaluator for the first speaker. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh to read out the speech objective for the first speaker. Ma'am. Ma'am, distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri. Can someone please confirm? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Then she might be having some problem.
Just give me a time. I'll just check one second.
Okay. So the speaker.
Yeah, by the time Gayatri is coming on stage, I would request Madhurima to share her screen once.
Hello, I'm right here. Sorry, there was the system hanged, and that is why the whole problem.
Okay.
So, ma'am, please read out the speech objective for the speaker.
Yes. So our prepared speaker today is doing her level 3 speech from Innovative Planning Path. It's the second elective, and the project title is Know Your Sense of Humor. The project objective is, the purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. MC.
Thank you. So now I would like to call the speaker. Speaker for today's Toastmaster Sushmita, who is the VP Education for our club and has been leading our club from the front with a strong leadership skill. And her speech title, Toastmaster Sushmita.
One second, Toastmaster Kamal. Before I just would request Toastmaster Madhurima to share her screen.
Okay.
She's going to share.
Toastmaster Madhurima, if you could please share your screen.
Sharing. Is this audible?
Yeah, I can see it.
Right. Green?
Yeah, green. Yeah.
Yellow.
Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. So Toastmaster Sushmita, best days of my life. Best days of my life, Toastmaster Sushmita.
Madhurima, you can stop share.
Sorry for the interruption. What is the time limit?
It's a 5 to 7 minute speech.
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
So are you good to go?
fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. As you already know, today I will tell you about the best days of my life. Before I do that, I would request you to tell about your best days. Anyone? When was your best days?
My childhood days.
Yes. Most of the people will tell school days, childhood days. But you know, in my case, that was not. I used to go in a girls' school, and I was from a very conservative family. There were always not only two pair of eyes from my parents, but also another 10 to 12 pair of eyes on me, what I am doing. I did not enjoy my school days. But after my graduation, I took admission in a reputed engineering college for my master's. And it was far from my home. So it was obvious I had to stay in hostel. My parents were happy in one side, and another side they were depressed, thinking I have to stay in hostel away from there. And what about me? Butterflies were flying. Finally, I got a chance to stay away from my home, away from those many pairs of eyes. And also, I got a chance to study in a co-education environment. Finally, I was happy, thinking I will get a chance to taste with my fashion senses, as I was not allowed to wear jeans at my home. I stepped into the college. My college seniors declared jeans and any kind of westerns are not allowed. No, it was not college authority, but my seniors told me to do so. My happinesses were fading. Before it faded more, I stepped into my classroom. Our teacher came and he told, "My dear students, I'll be taking your C classes and you need to have letter C." I was thinking, what is that? C, is that a subject? What to see? What to see? Finally, my friend Dechani, who was sitting beside me, told, "Hey dear, you don't have to look here and there. C is just a programming language we need to study." Oh my God. And the subject list was not over yet. In the follow course, we had to learn C++, C#, and many more. Thank God, we did not have anything called C to nullify it. Okay, now days passed. Summer turned winter. Our exam came. And with lots of new set of subject, we were struggling like anything. Didn't know what to do, how to pass the exam. This time, our senior was our savior. They came forward and enlightened us. Okay, you don't have to worry. Your savior are not us. It's the matrix. Only matrix can save you guys. Now tell me, how a movie series, watching a movie series can save you, can help. How come it can help you to write your exam? Again, I was thinking what they're telling. Finally, I got to know. Matrix is nothing but the 5 years question answer solution. Oh my God, what a name. And then I was thinking, how can I call my parents and tell them I need to buy a new set of books? That too just before 50 days of the exam. about my situation. Then we were 4 rooming. We decided to buy a single matrix for each subject. And now how we can start with that? What we did, we tore the book into 4 pieces so that we 4 can study parallelly. Somehow we managed the exams. Again, winter gone, spring has arrived. We were settled in the classroom, but not in the outside. We were studying in a co-education environment. We had many friends, but no boyfriend. And we found our male student also didn't have girlfriend. How can it be so? My friend Deepshika, she was damn sure boys already have girlfriends. Okay, now it's our time to become Miss Marple. We thought to run a mission to find out when, if the boys has the girlfriend, and that we thought to run on the Valentine's Day, 14th February. What we decided? We decided to call the guys at midnight 12 p.m. And we are sure they'll be busy over phone with their girlfriends. But alas, 3-4 calls, we did not get any luck. And we have to explain them why we called them at midnight. We gave some lame excuses. Finally, our luck was there. We had a friend, Somo. His phone was busy. Yes. 2, 3, 4 times we tried. His phone was coming busy. Yeah, we got it. Then what happened? After 15 to 20 minutes, my Somo's call came back. Deepshika picked it up. And we saw. Hello, sir. Yeah, sorry, sir. We have an assignment to complete by tonight and submit it tomorrow. Deepshika was in utter shock. Why? We got to know. It was not so. Instead, his father picked the call because his granny was hospitalized due to some health issues. And our adventure was over for that night. We all have such friends. And thinking about them brings smiles in our life. They are a call away, call them. Rejoice each and every moment of life. And those are the stories of best days of my life. Over to you, Toastmaster Kamal.
A big round of applause for the speaker for taking us to her best days of life. And I believe, like her, many of us have their best days of life during the college days. So moving forward to the next speaker, and before calling the second speaker, I'd like to call the evaluator for the second speaker, Toastmaster Arindam, to read out the speech objective. Toastmaster Arindam.
Hello everyone, good morning. And today's target speaker is indulging on a pathway of visionary communication and is donning the hat of an icebreaker because that person is going to give the icebreaker speech. So this speech deals with the fact that the member need to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So without further ado, I would like to congratulate the target speaker in advance and request him and urge him to not just break the ice, but shatter it in front of all of us so that we understand who is there behind it. So congratulations in advance and all the best. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arindam. So the second speaker, Toastmaster Minal, a club president, very energetic, always there if you need any help. So Toastmaster Minal, before you proceed, do you need any audio timer check?
No, it's not. I'm audible. No?
Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes.
Toastmaster Kamal, I need to interject a bit if you allow me.
Yes.
Timer timer, Toastmaster Madhurima, please
Yes.
note down that the time of this speech shall be 4 to 6
Yes, yes,
minutes.
yes.
Pardon
Yes.
me that I have forgotten to tell that. And along with that, get along, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay.
Okay. So Toastmaster Minal Kanti Ghosh, who am I? Who am I? Toastmaster Minal Kanti Ghosh.
Life is a long journey with full of challenges and obstacles. But you have to determine your own destination to conquer your victory. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. Tell me one question I want to ask with all of you. Who is the toughest opponent in your life? Tell me anyone.
Myself.
You want to say, who is the toughest opponent in your life?
Time.
Yes. Anything else? For me, I believe ourselves are the most toughest component in our life. We always prefer to criticize others rather than looking ourselves. So, dear friends, today I'll share with you two stories of my totally that is first time I share with all of you. Untold story of Minal. Story number one, I want to just try to connect the dots from my childhood, my student life. A small boy with full of dreams to reach in the top of the hierarchy level. But that is not so easy. I was born in a middle class family, born in the suburb of Kolkata, faced a lot of challenges in personal life due to financial crisis. We are four members, are born and brought up in a rented house in one single room. It's very challenging. I faced a lot of challenges during my student life. I'm a shy, introvert, and stubborn throughout my student life. Do you know, I learned English alphabet when I was studying class 5. Yes, absolutely right. Throughout my study, I was very poor in English, although I'm good in rest of the subject, including science. I still remember one incident when I was studying in the class 8. In the exam time, teacher told me, please open the door. What I did till I remember. I go to the door, close, and then what happened? I just closed the door. That's I did during in the class 8. So you can understand how strong I'm in English. Later, I believe, till class 10, I was stammerer. I never traveled out of West Bengal till graduation because of my financial crisis. It's not possible. After completion of my graduation, I thought I should go for the higher study, MBA. You know, my neighborhoods, my friends' circles, all are laughing at me. Person don't bear the normal fees of the tuition fees and think about MBA, and also that is in the outside West Bengal. It's a joke, but trust me, I am just follow my focus. I try to focus what I want to do, what I want to achieve in my life. I just try to focus. I face a lot of challenges. When I just traveling to the first day, I still remember I don't have phone that time. During mobile phone also not there. I don't have enough money, but with full of dreams. I believe in dreams. And then I followed the steps for our next destination to Delhi to complete my MBA. During MBA, I faced a lot of challenges because I am from the Bengali medium and where all the students come from across the India and their first language is English. One thing is important, I believe, you have a very positive influence circle, friend circle, you can do miracle in your life. So that's my learning. Never try ever faith yourself, trust yourself, and try to focus and help others. Now I'm talking about my second journey of my life, trying to connect dots from my professional life. I know that after doing MBA, people may think that after completion of MBA, you may get a very lucrative job. You may have assistant, you're sitting in the AC chair, but trust me, friends, it's very difficult. You follow the very tough phases of your life. Then only you can achieve something in your life. I still remember in the first day I wearing the blazer and carry leather bag and what happened leather jackets and introduced to us my first year. We faced a lot of difficulties because initially my travel each and every day I traveled almost minimum 10 to 15 kilometers by walking because my job was field based. That time I don't have even my bike. So that's why I started my journey in Delhi. First time when I dream about fulfill my dream to journey with flights, that's after my first job. So I faced a lot of challenges throughout my career, but one thing I determined that I should have purpose. Who am I? Always thinking in my mind, who am I? What is my purpose? What I want to achieve in my career. And slowly, I traveled my journey almost more than 15 years of my career. And these 15 years, I thanks to Almighty, I thanks to friends and everyone, I achieved many things. From one room, I already built a second floor house in my local town. I purchased flat, have car, and nowadays I travel across entire country, even also visited almost 14 countries till now. And one thing is also important. Nowadays, actually, I travel more by flight rather than train. Every week, I travel in flight. But thing is that whether I'm achieving my target, till not, I'm not achieved. It's time to care the other people's. I believe in one slogan in life: stay foolish, stay hungry, support each other, connect each other, and nobody can stop you. You have a better future waiting for you. Chase your dreams. Back to you, Toastmaster Dani.
A big round of applause for the icebreaker speech. Okay, so now as we are done with the examination part, now it's time for the result, the most awaited part and the most important segment of the session. And for that, I would like to call our general evaluator. Sir, please take the session forward.
Thank you. I believe this. So, are we having the table topic session? No, we are not. Okay. Fair.
No, we
Thank
don't.
you. Okay. Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you for calling me to the virtual dais. Now, I would be inviting the first speech evaluator to come forward and give the evaluation for our first speaker. So I would be inviting DTM Gayatri Deshmukh to come forward and give the evaluation report for our first speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, our speaker today was supposed to deliver a speech based on the collection of stories that she has collected over a period of time. And the core had to be that the stories had to be humorous. And did our speaker do that or not? Sushmita, wonderfully done. I love the fact that all the stories that you had chosen, they fell into the same category. It didn't feel like all over the place. It felt like there was a common thread holding all the stories together. So very good job on that. One thing that I liked about your speech was that you started your story wherein you did not lose the approach. It was a directional approach. You started at one point and you did not mix up the chronology at all. You started at one point, then the next, and then the next. Sometimes it is seen that speakers tend to miss out on the chronology part, especially during the humorous speeches. You did a bang on job to stay on the point. when you were talking about the whole metrics, tearing the books apart, I think everybody got a little nostalgic because everybody has done that at some point. So excellent audience connect. Absolutely no recommendation on audience connect. Very well done. The only area where I felt that your speech could have fared better was the stories were humorous. The only thing I felt was that they were not presented in a way that they would appear as humorous. For example, the vocal variety aspect, where to pause, when to take your pitch high, when to take it low, and when to actually stop and let the audience laugh. I think that particular element was missing. To give you an example, you spoke in the beginning. It was a wonderful anecdote that you gave, that I was born in so and so family and I was in so and so school, and I did not have two pairs of eyes watching me. I had so many pairs of eyes watching me. Over here, it was a wonderful punch, but it got missed out because the vocal variety was not correct. If you had paused, I did not have two pairs of eyes watching me. I had 12 pairs of eyes watching me. So now people know that, okay, there is a contrast that you're trying to bring about. So the vocal variety part was missing. Rest, your body language was also very good. You did a fair enough job with your hand gestures. Only area of suggestion in the body language, when you were talking on the phone, you looked completely sideways. So I couldn't really see half your face. Usually when we are doing that, we go for the 45 degrees so that the audience can still see major part of the face. So the voice is also properly captured. All in all, I would say you have a good collection of humorous stories. If you just present it with right vocal variety and some good properly placed pauses and a little tweaking around with your language part, which will enhance those punches, I think this speech will definitely take you to another level. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Gayatri, for giving your report in so extensive manner. That was a wonderful evaluation. Now I would invite Toastmaster Arindam to come forward and give the evaluation for Toastmaster Nidal. Over to you, Toastmaster Arindam.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Toastmaster Mrinal, the target speaker here, for accomplishing your icebreaker speech with such brilliance. With that, let me congratulate you on the way that you started. With that audience interaction, who is your biggest enemy or who is your biggest adversary? You tried to connect with the audience by asking them who those are. And that was perhaps the best way to make your audience glued to your upcoming segues and transitions. And over the days that I have been at Toastmasters, I have seen people glorifying themselves, and that's okay. But rarely have I seen when people glorify themselves with their mistakes, with their shortcomings. As an ice-breaking speech or as an ice-breaking speaker, you did that very brilliantly by bringing out your flaws and dividing your speech so well with a proper segue in two parts, childhood to college, work to now. You tried to highlight yourself with your flaws and how did you overcome it. But as they say, that a speech isn't complete without certain recommendations. And I do believe that I should provide you certain recommendations regarding your icebreaker speech. Firstly, in any icebreaker speech, and I believe this is your second pathway that you're indulging in, I missed the part where I wanted to know how was your experience on your first Toastmaster pathway, and this being your second one, how have your experience been until now in Toastmasters? That was kind of missing in the icebreaker speech. Obviously, as your title goes, who am I? That I was gaining on the way that you have told. But if you would have added that part, that how Toastmaster had added to that, that would have brought in a better flavor. With that, I'd like to culminate my evaluation by saying that try to challenge yourself from your next speeches in this pathway with using simpler words and easier grammar so that you do not have to repeat certain words. Use simple short sentences and frame your speech accordingly with certain vocal varieties over different aspects of the speech, and that would make your speech go to a next level. With that, I would say that this was an amazing speech, and I would love to hear more from you in your speeches in this part.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arindam, for giving your evaluation so well. With this, I would be inviting the grammarian of the day to come forward and give his report. Toastmasters, is Madhusudan. Over to you, please.
Good morning, everyone. None of the speakers used the word of the day, since I believe they have already made a mark or name in their respective line of activity. So this good sayings and thoughts coming to Toastmaster Sushmita. Happy days or school days, college days, that one catches the attention. And coming to speaker 2, Minal, Toastmaster Minal. Challenges, face challenges in life to make more meaningful journey. Just like in Toastmasters also, we face so many challenges for a beautiful journey, and keep focusing towards our goals for communication skills in professional as well as personal advancement. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster C.S. Madhusudan, for giving your report so well. Now I would be inviting the counter of the day, Toastmaster Jainendra, to come forward and give his report.
Hello, General Evaluator. Just a second. So coming to Shushmita, she has spoken so once, once, well twice. There were two long pauses. There were two repetitions, and she has also used words like and but several times, as in 5 times each. Talking about Mirnalda, so there were 2 hours, 1 4 so. There were 2 long pauses. There were 3 repetitions, and there were so the word and was used couple of times, precisely 9 times, but 3 times, and there was also one word I, which was used a lot of times, considering he was speaking about himself, but there were too many uses of I. That's about Nirnanda. If I talk about Gayatri, there were only 1 and 1 so, and there were 4 ands. The rest, she was flawless. And talking about Arindam, there were 1 3 so, and 6 ands. Rest, he was all okay through all filler and filler words. Also talking about Madhusudan, there were 1 and 1 so in his speech. Yes. I will present this report to you. There was Kamal also, Kamal Banik. He had used 3 hours, 1 and 1 while there was 1 long pause and 3 repetitions during his speech. Rest over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jainendra, for your counter report. Now I would like to invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Madhurmira, to come forward and give the timers report.
Hello. Yes, I just preparing. Just only 2 minutes.
Sure. So what I will try to do is I will try to give my general evaluation report, and maybe you can just add my time also over there and come and give your timer report in the end, if in case that is fine. Now to start with how the meeting went, from my perspective of being a general evaluator, the meeting started on time. That's a wonderful thing. It's going on time, and most probably we'll be able to end up the meeting on time. That is something which is not very usual, which I have noticed in most of the meetings. So kudos to the club on that front. The Sa mentioned that today is the World Athletics Day to start the meeting with. That was a wonderful thing, being the reason not many people, including me, were aware of this. So that was a start and a food of knowledge for the club as well as for me. That was a wonderful thing. Today we have two wonderful speeches which were delivered, and similarly the evaluation was really amazing. So everybody have a model to take home after these speeches. One thing which I would like to just add was that in this icebreaker speech which Toastmaster Mrinal gave, normally it is expected that we will be giving a standing ovation, which I believe it was missing, which could happen there. Second point which I would like to mention is that the word of the day was not used by anyone. So everybody to just keep it in mind that the word of the day is being used. Two things, last but not the least, in case the reports can be presented on the screen, that will actually add more flavor, and people will be able to relate to, okay, these pointers are there for me, and I can just see and visualize those pointers. Rather than just giving an oral report, it will be great if it can be presented on the screen. The last point, what I would like to suggest is that what I could notice was that not everybody was on the camera. It would be really preferable that if in case most of the people can actually open their cameras during the meeting. Otherwise, the person who is speaking, most of the time he believes or she believes that it is just an empty screen what he or she can relate to. So when we will be seeing more people on the screen, actually it will give a feel of kind of a offline meeting or adding towards that front. So that is something which I would suggest for most of the people to do, if in case they can keep their cameras on during the meeting. Otherwise, it is a wonderful meeting which is going on, and kudos to the club to conduct this meeting so well, and thanks for inviting me over here. With this, I will invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Madhurima, if in case she is ready with her timer's report. Great.
Yes,
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhurima. Over to you.
I'm sharing my screen. This is visible.
Yes, it is.
This is TM Shushmita, time taken 7.50, 0.86 total minutes, and TM Meenal Kanti Ghosh, 7.15.12 minutes, and evaluator TM Orindam, 3.40, and evaluator TM Gayatri, 3.15 minutes.
Madhurima, I guess you can stop sharing. You are done, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And maybe you can just hand over the stage to me. Only one thing from the timers report. Is there any disqualification which you would like to highlight today? Or is it okay? I would like to decide on that, because the first speaker, I believe, also what I would suggest from your timers report is that just against the speaker, kindly mention the evaluator also in front of the stage. So I could see that there was a timer 1 and the evaluator 2 on the top. So maybe Finke would have come on the line, that would have been a little better than just adding a crisscross way. Thank you, Timer, for providing your report. With this, I will hand over the stage back to our dynamic Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kamal. Over to you.
Thank you, Sir General Evaluator. So I would just like to clarify with Toastmaster Madhurima, is the time 3 minutes 40 seconds or 3 minutes 4 seconds? Toastmaster Madhurima, are you there?
I think
Probably he's on mute or something. Yeah, come on. What's your doubt?
No, if there is one disqualification from each section, then there is no need to.
I guess only Didi Gayatri is qualified. Rest
Yes,
all
yes,
are
that's why there is no.
So today we all are qualified.
Yeah, we all are winner here today.
No, if you sharing the voting links, you can share the best speaker as well as best evaluator as well.
Yes, yes, share that.
And one thing, I thanks to Madhurima for the first time take a role as a timer. Great job done by you.
Okay, so I would like everyone to please vote irrespective of the time. Please vote the best speaker and best evaluator. Just take 1 minute of your time and please do the voting. Okay, I think people have already voted and I have the result with me. So the best speaker. Should I announce it or?
Yes, go ahead.
Would you like to?
Go ahead, Kamal.
Okay.
Today today's your day.
So the best speaker for today, any guesses? So the best speaker is Toastmaster Mrinal. Okay, now the best evaluator is DTM Gayatri Deshmukh. And finally, the best auxiliary role player, and that is Toastmaster Jayanendra as a counter. A big round of applause for all of them. And now I would like to hand it over to our president, Toastmaster Meenal Kanti Ghosh. So,
thank you so much, Kamal. For first time you take a role as a MC or as a Toastmaster of the day, and many role players who took a role as the first timer in our club. So that's the wonder part, and I love the enthusiasm of all the role players. You play a first time role player as a Toastmaster of the day, and you are amazing today. Madhurima play a first time role as a timer, amazing. I think for Janendra also, I think first time he took a role as a counter. So 3 role players, they have started a journey with Toastmaster. So I urge you everyone, please unmute yourself and clap for these 3 trio members of our clubs. Wonderful job done by you. Now, I think today we have excellent sessions, starting with brand guidelines of Toastmaster, followed by 2 speeches. Now I want to know from, I think many of the new things already highlighted by our general evaluator, Shekhar Kapoor. I just want to know Shekhar Kapoor for, it's just a small information that our club is already achieved 10 DCP goals and already achieved the 20 membership point also. And this is possible because of all the members and showing their passion for the Toastmaster. And now onus on us to reach in the great next level, I all need all of your support to be the next level should we reach as an individual, as a group, or as a team. It should be the better version of ourselves. That's our motive. That's why we joined Toastmaster. So I just want to know from Sekar, what are the good practice, because you are already an area director. So you are your experienced Toastmaster. So we want to know what are the things we need to implement in our club to become better version of ourselves as a team.
To tell you that your club is already doing really well. You have achieved 10 DCP goals. You have added a good amount of members. What is only one thing which I would just like to add over here is be patient and keep doing. Never lose the hope, never lose the spirit, never lose the energy. And do not stop saying, oh, we have now achieved something and now we can take rest. It's never that you take rest, because as soon as you take rest, you're out of the game. So keep achieving things, keep doing. And I am doing really, really well and would future. Just say that everybody.
Thank you so much. So I can see one name. Let me know. So coming to Kamal, first time you are playing Rob the Day or MC. How you are feeling right now?
I'm feeling, actually I was nervous because anything for the first time is actually nervous. But after completing the role, I can realize I have made some mistake that I will definitely correct in the next time whenever I will play the role. And that is the learning I'm actually getting from Toastmaster. Every day I'm learning new things and trying to implement it in the next time whenever doing this. So I'm looking forward to the next time when I will be taking the role of Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. I can see that DTM Abha ma'am is already there. Abha ma'am, any feedback from your side? What are the things we should implement in our club to reach in the greater height? Abha ma'am. We come to later with Abha ma'am. So now, Madhurima, are you there? Can you unmute yourself and share your feelings with all of us? Because today you take a small giant step towards Toastmaster. You already take a role as a timer. Any feelings or anything you want to share with all of us? Madhurima? So I think it's now open for anyone. I know that Elias is always with us and always support us. And right now, he told that he not able to speak right now, but I know that he's always with us and he always share a positive feedback for our club. How we can reach our club in the next level. So that I think we are already getting support from all the time from Toastmaster Elias. And you are a true global Toastmaster. I must say, I must salute you for towards your dedication to our Toastmaster. Gayatri, Toastmaster Gayatri, small things, because are you there, Toastmaster Gayatri? So I think just left. So that's all from my side. Now you can stop the recording and we can hear from some chit chat or anything you can